Hello and welcome to Her Space. In this podcast, we delve deeper into the spaces of mothers, women all across Africa. This podcast is all about women inspiring other women. And today we have a wonderful, wonderful guest. She's a good friend of mine. She's a mom. She's an author. She's a nutrition expert. She's a podcaster. She's an influencer. She's a communication expert. I will let her introduce herself. But thank you so much, Shiro, for coming and honoring this invitation and joining me today in her space. Karibu sana.
Oh,
Yeah.
Asante.
Welcome. Please introduce
you.
yourself.
Okay. That was a powerful introduction already. So I'll just say my name. She's called me Shiro. Actually, a lot of people know me as Shiro.
Yes.
But online, I'm Anna Wanjiro. I used to be Anna Dives. I have been My Planted Kitchen.
Yes.
I have had many AKAs. But I think the thing that defines me best, I'm a mom. I'm a mom of three. A 10-year-old, an 8-year-old, a 4-year-old. That's the best job, my number one job in the world. Then I have the other things that I do, which we
Yes.
can talk about.
Yes. Tell us what you do.
Okay, so my 8 to 5 is I'm an communication and advocacy expert. So I work with the INGO, especially in food security and zero hunger. On my 5 to 8, I am an entrepreneur, an influencer, and content creator. I create all kinds of content. I'm podcasting. I'm encouraging people to live their healthiest and best life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well done. And you've done such a wonderful job. I really love especially my planted kitchen work because you've helped a lot of people to even just like learn how to eat healthy, cook healthy meals for their children, including children who have special needs, so they need to have gluten-free. I love your home chef unga.
Thank you.
It's amazing, and I'm your number one customer.
Asante.
Yes, and your cookies and all the good recipes that are in your book.
Yeah.
You need to get as the copies,
Book
more
again.
copies.
Exactly.
Yes, and maybe access it also online.
Yeah.
Because we do really need that guidance to be able to at least turn around from your recipes to our kitchens.
100%. Yeah.
So I love that you came today, and one of the things that we really talk about here is how motherhood has impacted your life. So maybe you can tell us a little bit about, and I'm so proud of you, Shiro, with your wonderful, beautiful 3 amazing children who we have watched being born and growing. I can't believe it.
Yeah, we've come a long way.
Beautiful, beautiful job. So how... and thank you so much also for contributing to my book, Tea with Mom, Stories of Mothers, where you told us a few things about your mom. So maybe you can talk a little bit about your mom and tell me how your mother has influenced your motherhood journey.
Oh, yeah.
So you can just talk a little bit about your mother, and then you tell us how has your motherhood journey been?
Yeah.
How is it still shaping up?
Yeah.
And how are you now integrating it with your work?
Oh, my mom is amazing. My mom is, your typical Kenyan mom.
Yes.
Present. I think a lot of Kenyan moms have tried to be present.
Yes.
And I really appreciate it now.
Yes.
Even as an adult, because as I'm trying to raise my children, juggling all these things, the number one thing I have to critically watch over is being present.
Yes.
Because you can get carried away.
And is that not difficult?
It's hard.
With us working moms.
With us working moms. And we're not just doing one thing, we're doing many things. And we also want to be healthy and go to the gym or do this. We also want to have a social life.
Yes.
So, presence is the one thing I have battled with my 3 children to make sure I'm present as much as possible. And my mother was present.
Yes.
My mom was a teacher.
Yes. All of us.
That's what I said, typical Kenyan mom. She was a teacher.
Primary or high school?
Primary.
Okay.
Lower primary.
Exactly like my mom. Yes. Lower primary.
And let me tell you, it's the best thing when she comes over when I travel.
Yes.
She is able to handle my children so well.
Homework. She's a teacher.
She's a teacher.
Yes.
So my kids, when I come back,
grandma teacher was here.
They are ahead.
Yes. Wow. That's really nice.
I know. And now she's more of an organic farmer.
Okay.
And my mom has always been the one who would research about eating healthy. And in my teenage years, she would talk to me a lot about this herb that does this. Sijui she's growing aloe vera for sijui what. So that was my orientation to a healthy lifestyle. It was definitely my mother.
Oh, interesting.
Because she was very conscious of her health. She struggled with hypothyroidism.
Okay.
Her thyroid levels were low.
Okay.
And then she had high blood pressure. So since we were like in our mid-teens, my mom had to be on chronic. It's chronic.
Oh, I'm
so she has
sorry
to
about
be
that.
on. Yeah, she has to be on medicine. And so that was a little bit tough on her health. So she decided, you know what, I have to try and do this naturally.
Okay.
So in terms of the hypothyroidism, she doesn't need drugs.
Okay.
That one she manages with natural.
Well in.
You know,
Yeah.
her food, her lifestyle. My mom is very healthy. My mom does
Love
10K
that.
steps almost most days of the week. You
Okay.
know, she farms. There's a time she was farming organic chia, organic beans, you know, and a lot of organic things.
Okay.
So she was my orientation to the work that I ended up doing in culinary nutrition.
Interesting.
And yeah, she's become a very big support right now with me raising my children. And I realize we become our mothers, whether we like it or not.
When you now become a mom, you become her.
You become her. The way you're tough on a little things.
Yes.
Like, my mom was tough on this thing and
Yes.
it annoyed me.
Yes.
But I have to, with these guys, because I know how I turned out,
Yes. Yes.
So motherhood right now is it's challenging.
Yes.
I don't think there's a day I'm not most tired and most happy at the same time.
How was it for you, especially how it began? Especially, we watched you
Yeah.
from this size 9
Imagine
to 20. You didn't go that far back.
108 kilos.
Yes, and it was like and I wasn't a mom yet. I used to watch and I'm like, how hard can it get?
Yeah.
And then of course you had to step away from work and you had this whole space between your especially in your career life.
Yeah.
How was that? How have you navigated that? And how has it been now going back to work and explaining this?
Yeah, I
space?
have no regrets, Edna.
Awesome.
I have no regrets leaving my career. It was very promising.
Yes.
Because I hadn't even finished uni.
Yes.
And I started working.
Yes.
And it was a good NGO. I got a lot of exposure, travel, everything.
Yes.
And that was my trajectory.
Yes.
I think I'd be far right now.
As a young comm specialist.
I
know. Yes.
But I made the conscious effort to step away.
Yes.
Because I wanted to be present.
Look after your children.
And you know what? God is faithful. When you do his work,
yes,
he's so faithful.
He will supply.
He will supply.
Yes.
Because I went back and it's not like I missed so much.
Yes.
Probably I would be slightly ahead.
How long was the break?
Total combined, maybe 8 years.
8 years. Oh, that was long.
Yeah, very long.
I didn't think it was that long. I thought it was
so
like
long.
4 years.
Because it was 3 years between the first two and then 5 years when I had the third one.
Okay.
So, but the good thing is in between, I also built a brand. I built a business. I did other things.
You did a lot. You actually kind of connected with your purpose.
Yes.
Outside corporate life.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. And even turning the challenges into opportunities.
Yes.
Because I ended up gaining a lot of weight between child number 1 and child number 2.
Yes.
The space was 18 months, right?
Yes.
I had my firstborn was 9 months.
Yes.
When I got pregnant.
Yes.
With my secondborn.
Yes.
So I literally had 2 babies.
Yes.
I literally had twins.
It was hard.
My body didn't have time to recover.
Yes.
I didn't have time to lose baby weight. So I piled on baby weight on top of baby weight.
Yes.
My friend, I got to 108 kilos. Like, I look at those photos. Maybe I'll share them and then you can put them.
Oh, we should play one. Yes. Yeah.
I mean, I was a whole other different person. Getting up from a seat, I had to really
be hard.
hold myself.
Yes.
My back was starting to bring issues. My knees. Like, showering my 2 babies felt like a gym workout. I'd be sweating.
Yes.
By the time I'm done, I have to sit down and drink tea because vile nimechoka kuosha watoto.
Kwa kazi.
And I sat with myself and guess how old I was?
You were young.
I was 29.
Oh, but yeah, of course you married very young.
Yeah, I got married young. And I was 29 by the time I had 2 kids.
Yes.
And I sat and asked myself, yani I'll be 30 feeling like a 60-year-old or a 50-year-old. There's no way. So I challenged myself. I told myself, by the time I turn 30, on 30th of October, that's my birthday,
Yes.
I need to have lost 30 kilos.
Oh, that was tough.
So I gave myself a 30, 30, 30. And
Goal.
then I called, yes. And then I called my
That
sister and I told her, but I'm thinking of doing this. She's like,
It's a serious challenge.
be realistic.
Yes.
Yes. 5 kilos.
Even losing 2 kgs is work. I've been trying to lose 5.
I know. Like, come slowly.
Yes.
I said, if I don't give an ambitious, crazy goal,
you will not do it.
I will not do it. So let me tell you, the way it went.
You did.
You remember how?
You did it.
I couldn't even eat cake at a wedding.
You did it.
Aki discipline was like this.
You
I was like, 30 is such a big...
Yeah,
it's
the way we look at turning 30.
Yes, like turning 30, turning 40.
Yes.
Those are big deals.
It was a huge milestone.
At that point, you really feel like an adult. You're no longer like a 20-year-old. You're now an adult.
Yes.
And I wanted to look and feel good about myself. Now, after the way it went, my challenge was, how do I maintain this weight and eat healthy at the same time?
Yes.
And enjoy that same food, all of us as a family.
Yes.
Because to lose weight, I was almost eating
your own special food. Yes.
Yeah.
And you have little kids.
I have little kids.
Also want to eat the good food.
Yeah, exactly.
No fries in this house.
Wako kwa chapo, chips.
Yes.
Mimi, I'm on my thing here. Yes. Salads and what. So I was like, no. There has to be a way to maintain weight, eat healthy, and enjoy as a family.
Is that what inspired my planted kitchen?
Exactly. That was the genesis of my planted kitchen. So I went back to school. I did a course. It is based in Canada.
Okay.
Academy of Culinary Nutrition. So I got a certification in culinary nutrition.
Well done.
And we learned all these things. How to use regular vegetables and create meals that are so delicious. Even your children will not know that there's a broccoli in there, there's a courgette in there, there's all these things.
And it tastes good.
So good.
Yes, I love your recipes. I love to see your short videos on the way you make the things. It looks so nice.
Yeah.
I want to do that for my family. I need to come and train. And you used to train people.
We used to. There's a time we've tried very many business concepts because I thank God that He gave me this space to be a pioneer.
Yes.
We were among the first. Even when Facebook came, you remember I used to do interior decor? That's why I love your set so much.
Oh my God. That was your first business.
Interior decor,
Which you did so well. And you turned around many people's homes.
Yeah, imagine.
You're an artist.
I think creative born.
You're very creative.
My dad is an artist, by the way.
Yes.
He does
real art.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Real art with his hand. So I see my second born also has it.
Oh, Kaya.
Yeah, so Kaya, I want to develop it.
Awesome.
So even then we were pioneers in Facebook, growing audiences and selling online.
Yes.
And even now online on Instagram, we were among the first. I started my planted kitchen in 2017.
Yes.
Instagram wasn't big.
Yes.
We were trying to figure out. We were lucky.
Yes.
Algorithm favored us.
You did very well.
Because we were among the first.
Yes.
And so even in that space, I thank God we were pioneers. We were able to run with some things. And just show people that you can eat healthy as a family.
Yes.
And the children can enjoy food. Me, I thank God right now, like my Kaya has eczema. And one of the things we were told is get off wheat. Wheat is, you have to just let it go. And that's hard. Can you imagine?
Yes, but now you have gluten-free.
And that's where also the genesis of gluten-free came.
Yes.
Starting Home Chef.
And how now we love gluten-free. When I am trying to introduce that in my family because of my son.
Kyle.
And it's we now have learned that it tastes good. You know, people were resisting it at the beginning, but now it's tasting good. We're doing chapo, we're doing mandazi, and we're helping him. You know, because we have to help our children to be healthy.
And you've done a good job with him as well.
Yes, I'm amazing. It's God's grace.
Yeah, for sure. I look at that young man. I'm so happy.
Yes, he's thriving.
Yes,
he's different, and he's going to thrive. And we believe that he will also impact
Yeah.
a lot of children.
Yeah.
And it's difficult. I know nutrition is very difficult,
Yeah.
but we have actually learned that for children in the spectrum, diet is going to be everything. So I can tell you, Shiro, you have your work cut out.
I know.
There's no running away from this
There's
one. Yes.
I know.
We need to really, really
Yeah.
educate a lot of
Yeah.
parents and
Yeah.
families
Yeah.
on the impact of diet.
Of diet.
Yeah.
It's a big one.
Gluten, dairy, all those things.
It's a
And I
really,
love
really
the way
big
you used
one.
to make like almond milk.
Yeah.
Okay, but Shiro, those things are
scratch.
expensive. Can Kenyans afford to be able to have that kind of diet in their everyday?
Yeah. In fact, one of the things,
Meals.
even from, the late 2020 going into 2022, when I was still very, very active creating content on this, was eating local. And I got the opportunity to work with FAO.
Awesome.
And we did this project about healthy meals under 100 bob in Kenya.
I like that. I didn't see that, Shiro.
Yeah,
we need to see that.
I know.
Because we find like those kind of meals are expensive.
Yeah.
And we need to make sure that we can embrace, like everybody can afford.
Everyone can afford. And we made fantastic recipes. You can see them on my page. We made fantastic recipes that were less than 100 shillings. And they were healthy. They ticked all the components of protein, fiber, a good healthy fats, carbohydrates, and all that stuff.
Yes.
So it's very possible, and we have a lot of work to do. I agree with you. I have a lot of work to do. I don't know how I'm going to juggle 5 to 8, 8 to 5.
Yes.
But I think it's possible to really, because thank God for social media, you can reach so many people with minimal effort.
Yes.
But it's possible. And for me, I'm so inspired because I'm like, this next generation, what is on their plates is going to really challenge them if we're not careful. Because of the number of chemicals, the number of additives, the colorings, like how my daughter's skin has reacted to colorings, fake colorings, pesticides, topical steroids has completely, it shook me. Like her skin was really, really bad.
And now it's working well with good diet.
Now we have reversed her diet. She's gone gluten-free. She doesn't do eggs most of the time, but kids, we have cut out fake coloring as much as possible. Like my house, it's such a treat. And that's everything.
Okay, yeah, because it's in sweets,
cookies. It's in cookies, it's in a lot of these things. So we have we have learned to make our things from scratch, our cookies from scratch, sometimes you can even make chocolate from scratch, to be quite honest.
We need to learn those things.
From scratch. And her skin has improved. We removed topical steroids, and that's one of the things I felt a lot of parents need to know. When you have a child with eczema, be very careful with topical steroids, because the skin gets addicted, and because it's addicted, it needs more and more and more.
I have never heard of such a word. Topical steroids are what?
So it's like when you have an allergic reaction.
Okay.
You apply a topical steroid, and there are many
like
brands.
What?
There's so many brands. I can't mention.
Okay.
But there's so many brands. You apply the topical steroid, and it immediately
heals
that allergic reaction.
Okay.
The eczema.
Or even like a ringworm.
Not ringworm, mostly eczema.
Okay.
So what happens is the results are very good. In no time, actually, I used to apply.
Oh, so you mean for kids with eczema, people would use that as a solution?
Of course.
But it's a solution that would
take them
endanger the child more.
More. Because her eczema wasn't as bad as 0 to 5. Then at 5, we went to a dermatologist and they said, start using this.
Okay.
So we used it from 5 to 7.
Okay.
Those were terrible years.
It just got worse.
Worse and worse. She became even black.
Oh.
Her skin thinned. There's a time she had a wound on her knee.
Oh, I'm so
It took 2 weeks to heal because her skin is so thin.
I'm so sorry.
Imagine. And one day I got tired. I said, you know what? I am not doing topical steroids anymore. One day I was driving on Mombasa Road.
Yes.
I was tired. I prayed. I said, God,
I need a solution.
Yeah, I feel so bad for my baby.
Yes.
So in my head, I thought I'm going to help you
to buy.
To buy whatever I'll find that is natural.
Okay.
Ile umefika the end.
Yes.
Me, I don't know how I found myself driving to Capital Center.
Okay.
I go to that Health U. I told them, give me anything. I'm
Yes.
ready to spend.
Yes.
Because I was so desperate.
Yes.
So I check. Then this woman removes a castor oil, organic castor oil, that was hidden from Sijui where. And she said, go try this. Do you know that has become our
Solution.
organic castor oil?
Wow.
Has worked for us.
Excellent.
So she's off steroids.
Okay.
Her skin is coming back to normal slowly, but it's a long journey.
We thank God.
We thank God.
Yeah, it's, I mean, mothers, the things that we discover.
I know, right?
Yes, and the journeys. And,
Yeah.
and I'm sure that somebody has now learned.
I know.
And if you're going through this, it's a
Yes,
good solution.
I know.
And we pray that all the children will enjoy good health.
Oh, we pray so.
Yes. So in your journey of motherhood, now you are co-parenting.
Yeah.
How is that looking like?
Yeah, so I'm divorced and we are co-parenting. We're co-parenting well.
Yes.
How is it looking like? Wow.
How was it for you? Because of course we have been part of your journey.
Yeah.
And we loved the complete family.
Yeah.
How is that change? How has it impacted your life and your
I
kids?
think it's a matter of being very self-aware.
Yes.
And working on you first as
Yes.
you,
Yes.
you as an individual.
Yes.
Stripping away all these other titles.
Yes.
Because I think as women, we really carry burden of titles.
Yes.
That if you're no longer a wife, you're
Yes.
not important.
Yes.
Or if you're not a mother, you're not important. Or if you're not
Yes.
this, if you
Yes.
strip away the
Yeah.
title thing
Yeah.
from
The
your mind.
society kind of makes
Yeah.
us value the titles.
Yes, more than you value yourself.
Yes.
So I had to go on a journey of self-discovery,
Awesome.
a journey of healing.
Mm.
It was tough with God because it was
Yes.
just me and God in a
Yes.
room and
Yes.
being alone.
Yes.
Because also there are women who are afraid of being alone.
Yes. Yes.
Sometimes it's
a lot of
good.
individuals, even men.
I know,
Yes.
I know,
So
I
we
know.
want to just be busy.
Busy with
Yes.
other people around us. So God
Mm.
took me through a journey of just being me and him
Mm.
and working on there are no more titles.
Yes.
The only title that I needed to work on at that point was a daughter
Yes.
of God.
Amen.
And that brought a lot of confidence back, Edna. You know, you don't realize how
You look
you
so
are-
gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you don't realize like how you forgot yourself
Yes.
in this journey and the
Yes.
life challenges.
Yes.
And I think my children have benefited from me working on that journey.
Okay.
And then now adding back those layers with a very clear, realization
Yes.
that they don't make me,
Mm-hmm.
that I'm equipped and I'm
Yes.
capable
Yes.
of being the best mother that I can be because, I had a good mother as an example.
Yes.
I'm surrounded by other wonderful women around me
Yes.
that I can learn from.
Yes.
And also therapy, I think, is really important.
And I love that you value therapy.
I really
And
do.
thank God for Mavuno Church,
Yeah, I know,
because
right?
we were raised up to understand that it's okay to ask for help.
Yeah.
And we learned, those things in terms of coaching and also taking advantage of therapy.
And taking advantage, yeah.
Yes.
And it's
so
not
you've taken your kids to therapy as well?
exactly. It's not just therapy for me.
Awesome.
It's therapy for them as well.
Yes.
And knowing that person, the child therapist, is part of my support system.
Yes.
Just like their teachers are part of
Yes.
my support system.
Yes.
My nanny,
Yes.
my mom,
Yes.
the other co-parent. is
Their
part,
father.
yes,
Yes.
it's part of my support system.
Yes.
And I think when you work on yourself, you really become even a better co-parent. No
Yes.
drama. Like,
Totally.
you're
Yes.
good.
I love that because you and your ex-husband you have the same values of loving God and also the same values that we all share. So how has that helped your ability to co-parent?
I think so. I think because if you're constantly facing conflict and clashes,
Yes.
you may end up really resenting
Yes.
either the other person or the
Yes.
situation you're in.
Yes.
And that really spreads off to the children.
Yes.
By the way, I heard this saying one time
Yes.
that the woman or the wife or the mother is the thermostat of the house.
Yes. The center.
The center.
Yes.
Like even the bride. The
Yes.
bride is the center of the wedding.
Of the wedding day.
If she has a bad mood, by the way, you
The
can
wedding is
trust
gone.
The wedding is down.
Yes. We loved your wedding. You gave us a glamorous one.
Yes. And God will do good things in the future. You never know.
He will. So kids are coping well.
Yeah.
They're thriving.
And it is because it has to start with you.
Yes.
I sat one time with Shalom and I said, my kids are the most important thing. She was like,
Yes.
Shiro, you are the most important thing
I
to
love
you.
that.
And so I noticed the time I was going really deep down
Yes.
and not able to focus on being a good mom and being a
Yes.
good co-parent, that's when I really had to watch my son, my daughter, because they were being affected.
Yes.
And it was because of me.
Yes.
Until I sorted my head out and my heart out,
Yes.
my kids were fine.
Yes.
And I think children, so long as you're present, you show them love and care, and you're consistent and there's structure,
Yes.
they will thrive. Whether
Yes.
they're in a two-parent
Home or
a two home two parents,
two home, two parents, or
whichever.
blended.
Even blended.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think kids need that grounding.
Yes.
And it needs mature people who've decided. Imagine, okay, it didn't work between us, but we are going to be present parents to our children.
That's amazing.
And I think God will bless that as well.
Yes, and you've done very well. We love how you're doing it. And I have seen that because I'm also in a blended family.
Yeah.
I see the level of, like, especially knowing that children are innocent in whatever may have happened between their parents, and ensuring that children are feeling loved. Children just need to be loved, cared for, and understood. And I think also just allowing them to not lack anything they had before. As long as they're accessing their mommy, they can access their daddy 100%, they'll be good.
They'll be fine.
Yes, and I love that also we are considering therapy for children, because sometimes I feel like we leave our children behind, and we just expect them to just understand what's going on. So how you have done it, even taking them to therapy, is really, also their children, they're young, so that's really, really good for them. They'll thrive.
They will.
Yes, and you're thriving already.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, and I know the next chapter will be glorious.
It will be.
So how is that whole integration, work, motherhood, influencing, how do you integrate all that and still remain centered?
Wow, it's not easy.
Yes.
I feel like I had to determine which are the glass balls and which are the rubber balls.
Yes.
As you're juggling, you decide, that one can fall, it will bounce up. But these ones cannot. And for me, I think there's obviously being very realistic with finances. When you're running your own home, as opposed to when you are two as a partnership, that change creates a whole dynamic with finances.
Yes.
So having an 8 to 5 while continuing with my other things was a big one.
Yes.
And that impacts your time greatly. You can imagine doing all this and then you still have to show up at work 8 to 5. I mean, and those are glass balls.
Yes.
When you look at life. Then, there's the social, there's, people asking you, you're just ever in your house.
Yes.
What's going on with you?
Yes.
You're not out there.
Yes.
You can't. That's a rubber ball. Imagine.
Yes.
At some point, I'll be able to pick it up. But my children and being present is a glass ball that I can't pick it up.
Yes.
If I miss their years, and especially formative,
yes.
I have my son has become very playful,
yes.
right?
He's now 8.
He's turning 10.
Oh, yes, out and already.
Yeah, he's good. He's a wonderful child. But the playfulness is up to here. And if I'm not keen, that will really distract him.
Yes.
Even in school.
Yes.
Like, we've had teachers saying, he understands. He's a sharp boy.
Yes.
But kucheza ni mingi sana. So you don't have to run home, make sure amefanya homework, nini, we keep talking.
Yes.
So these are formative years.
Yes, of course. So you have to be present. And also the schooling, it's all the activities, ensuring they are done.
Exactly.
Yes.
And also maybe just productivity tools like planning. I love journaling. I love planners. I'll try and bring back, I had a planner that I was selling some time back called Just
Yes.
Because I realize us moms,
yes,
if you don't write it down,
you forget. I need omega-3. What's going on?
I don't know where the brain cells go with every
I used to have
baby.
a very sharp mind. I don't know who this is.
And I feel like they diminish with every baby.
Exactly.
So the more you have
only one, so I don't know what. Can blame it on Kyle.
With 3, I can't do without my planner.
Yeah.
Everything
I
has to
mean,
be
nowadays
written
I
down.
need to be reminded everything.
You see?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's either I have a PO or a planner.
Exactly.
From there, I'm writing everything. I think those productivity tools for women
Yes.
are incredible.
Are
And there
important.
are many apps
Yeah.
and, you know.
Where do you go for strength, for refilling your cup?
Wow. I think I love nature walks.
Yeah.
I love being in nature. When I get time, I
Please
really
be calling me when you're
I'll
coming
be
to
okay.
Arboretum.
I
How can I
will.
just live next to Arboretum and I don't even walk?
I know, and there are so many in this
Yes.
city, and they are so affordable. I love that.
Yeah.
That depending on, it doesn't matter what season you're in. There's a season I didn't have an 8 to 5, but I could still do my nature walks.
You used to, yeah.
Yeah, even now I can still do them. It's choosing something realistic that you can do. Gym used to do it back then. It's not doing it for me now because I have to factor 2 hours of my day to do gym.
Yes.
Okay, I don't have 2 hours.
Okay. So you've shelved that.
I've shelved that. I can do walks. I love journaling. I think journaling is good because I had a friend of mine, she's a therapist. She said you live in your head.
Okay.
So if there's a lot in your head, can you imagine
So you're removing it.
So when you write, you are creating an outlet from the stuff in your head.
Okay.
So that's good. And then obviously God and prayer. I think tough journeys either draw you closer to God or draw you away to God.
Yes.
Me, I thank God it drew me closer to Him.
Yes.
Because I found so much peace.
Yes.
More than anything could give me, just being close to God and walking with Him.
Yes.
With whatever challenges. Sometimes they don't make sense. You have so many questions. You're like, God, why me?
Yes.
But He gives you a peace. You know how it says, peace that surpasses all understanding?
Yes.
That's what I have. And at least my children can glean from that. You know,
Yes.
they see mommy reading the Bible.
Yes.
Like our mothers.
Yes.
Actually, they're the ones that taught us, to be quite honest.
Yes.
I saw my mom's consistency in praying and reading the word.
Yes.
And I think that rubbed off on me.
Yes. And I think the foundation we had, I really love the foundation we had for learning about purpose, from Mavuno, and doing life group, doing purpose and leadership with Pastor Angie. All those learnings have got us here.
Yeah.
I look at all the things that we learned, and every day, as we know how purpose is still unfolding, and that we don't know where we're headed. No. But when we look back, the dots connect. And you see that all those lessons and that kind of life of knowing that God is not like a bad father up there waiting to slap you. He's a loving father. And when you feel like you have not made him happy, you just go back and he just says, come back, my child. Like, it's been amazing.
It has.
So I think, of course, we have to continue drawing from God. When you look back to mothers who are coming after us, you got married as in your early 20s, was a mom quite a bit early compared to me. And by the way, I've now learned to not say that because a lot of people don't even know what I say when I say that 20s is early. I guess people find like it's normal.
Okay.
So I guess you're just fine.
That's fine.
Yeah, but basically, what would you tell moms coming after us? What are some of the, like, I find like motherhood has no manual, but we are writing it.
Yeah.
So like, for example, her space is giving the tips and the lessons. We're going to learn from a lot of mothers who are already ahead of us. What can we tell the ones who are coming after us? What are some of the things, the 3 to 5 things that you can tell them in terms of preparing themselves
for motherhood?
Yes.
I would say, honestly, figuring you out before going this journey would be a good step.
Yes, like finding yourself, knowing who you are.
Knowing who you are.
I think
you may not know fully.
Yes, but a bit
at least,
of.
And also sorting out your childhood trauma.
Yes.
So you don't pass it down to
the baggage.
Yeah, right?
I love that we did alabastro.
Yes.
Thank you, Laimani. I don't know who else. Is alabastro still being done? Because I think it's a very wonderful.
I think so.
Yeah, like sorting that baggage.
Sort that baggage.
Yes.
Sort that baggage. And if therapy will be your outlet.
Yes.
Aki, let me tell you, Edna, if I had known in my 20s, doing therapy would have been a very key thing.
So therapy, Kenyans, very important.
Very important.
Very important.
And Amani Counseling Center has a lot of
affordable Yeah, therapist.
Yes,
Yeah.
affordable.
I always have a
1,000.
therapist on demand. I tell people,
Uh-huh.
I have my therapist who I've had for many years.
Yeah.
And every time when I feel like I need to decongest, I pay my 4,000
Yeah.
or whatever fee she's charging.
Yeah.
And I do my 2 hours of venting.
It's
I
true.
cry with her.
Yeah.
And she's even therapy for me also has helped me so much.
Yeah.
Even to process the challenges that I've gone through with my son.
So
And
true.
to get to a place where we are now comfortable. Now we are okay,
Yeah.
this is what we are dealing with, and
Yeah.
now we are moving forward towards healing, and we're in a good place.
Imagine.
Yes, I don't know what I would have done without
Like
it.
her space probably wouldn't be here
Yes.
if you had not sorted out
No,
that.
no.
And I feel like a lot of people's destinies and purposes, women,
Yes.
mothers,
Yes.
a lot of them are sitting on there because they have not sorted out
Yes.
those things.
Yes.
Whether it's a past love relationship or
Yes.
whatever it is.
Yes.
Even motherhood itself
Yes.
gave you traumas.
Yes.
You know, you ended up having postpartum
Partum.
depression.
Yeah. Yes.
And you didn't deal with that.
Yes.
So I would say any young person thinking of going, Aki, just even 4 or 5 sessions,
Yes.
just to sort that out. That's
Yes.
number one. Number two, financially,
Yes.
I think it would be a disservice on yourself and
Yes.
your coming baby if you've not kind of figured out where you are financially.
Yes.
I would say just jipanga.
Yes.
Just jipanga.
Yes.
Don't be in a rush.
Yeah, because it's a responsibility.
Yeah, it
The
is.
Lord has given you. He will provide, but also take action.
It's true. You know, the
Yes.
other day, I like when I'm reading the Bible, so I'm going back to Christianity, if you're not a Christian.
Yes.
But whenever I read, I try and check the original Hebrew words
Yes.
for that word, right?
Yes.
So there's faith without works is dead, yeah? I checked out works because I thought works, I didn't know what works
You
is.
thought it was hard work, digging.
No, it is.
Oh,
It's being
it's actual work.
faith without enterprise.
Yes.
Actually, another word is enterprise.
Yes.
Works.
Okay.
Toil,
I'm going to read it
enterprise.
in Amplified.
Amplified. Yeah. And I was like, by the way, God wants us working.
Yes.
You know, this thing of faith,
Yeah.
let me wait.
No, you
let me
have
be
to
given.
work. Yeah, because He
to.
actually also just blesses the work of your hands.
He does.
And even as we learned, we learned from our pastors, God is always asking us, what do you have?
Yeah.
Because He can't bless you with empty hands. So come with something.
Come with something.
Yes, give me something, and then I
thank
help
you.
you to amplify.
You know?
Yes.
And if you're there na umejielewa and you understand yourself,
Yes.
to be honest, you become such an inspiration.
Yes.
Not just to other people around, even to your own child.
Yes.
Okay, I see my kids sometimes. They're so smart.
They are.
Let me tell you, the other day the teacher was telling me, hey, your son is just sharp. And I was like,
Yes.
what did he do? And she was like, when I give him the responsibility of class manager,
Yes.
he's very good with
He's a
delegation.
leader.
He's like, you're writing noisemakers. You're doing this.
What?
You, by the way,
At 10.
and he's not working.
Okay, supervising now. He's the king. That
Supervising the
that one
workers.
is very street smart.
And I think it's because they have seen me like going on
Yes.
and learning to delegate the
Yeah.
many things that I do.
Yeah.
He-
I think that's the
he,
other thing as mothers we need to learn.
Yes.
Delegating. We
Delegating.
need to get help.
Yes.
Yeah, delegate what can be done by another
I'm
person
telling you.
to allow you even to rest.
Completely.
Yes.
Yeah, so that I can focus on these glass balls I was talking about.
Yes.
So I was like, oh, wow, okay, he's observing. And I didn't tell the teacher, but I was like, oh my goodness,
love
he has
that.
observed a lot. So you become an inspiration.
Yes.
You really do. And your
Yes.
children now, because they need a stepping stone. So you're
Yes.
giving them, but if you're here, I
Yes.
mean, they're just going to get to,
Yes.
you
And
know.
you know you're their number one role model.
Yeah.
As the parent. So I find it's a huge responsibility to be a parent
It
because
is.
children are watching you.
Yeah.
They're going to they want to just be you
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
before the society starts to influence them.
And
So
can I
it's-
say the third one?
yes,
I think being with the right partner.
yes. Now you've learned from your own experience.
Yeah. And
That's a hard one, Shiro.
it is. I
how
feel like
will-
that's a whole other
How
podcast.
will Gen Zs and Gen Alphas choose?
We were talking about it with two gentlemen today. And we had a very nice, deep conversation about how there are many trendy things that Gen Zs are adopting
Yeah.
that they have no clue are working against them. And one of them is the feminism movement. Girls are adopting it, but they have no idea it's working against the woman. And me, I don't, because there are many definitions of feminism, but when you look at the core of it,
Yes.
it tries to remove the the male importance.
And yet you need the male.
You do.
We need he for she.
We do.
need men because,
Yes.
first of all, we obviously need them to even make us moms.
You see?
But
Yes.
we also need them in our lives.
Yes.
You know, and
Yeah.
all genders are important.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so thinking about it, it's I can sleep around,
Yes.
but I don't want to commit to you.
Yeah.
Who is it working against?
It's you.
All right. And
The
then there's another
wounds.
one. I'm gonna take care of everything. I'm gonna take care of all the bills because I am a woman. Who is it hurting?
You need help.
Like, the feminism movement is a lie.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like Gen Zs need to be careful with all these new age things that are happening. And to summarize, I think when it comes to finding a right partner,
Yes.
base it on the word of God.
Yes.
It will take away every lie.
Yes.
Yeah. When you
Yeah.
just are understanding like what God's design would be for a good guy for you,
Yes.
then you can take away the chaff quickly.
Yes.
Quickly. They're not many, unfortunately,
Yeah.
but
I love that, and those are great tips for
Yeah.
for mothers coming after us, for women
Yes.
coming after us,
Exactly.
to think about the right partner,
Yeah.
to focus on their wellness in
Yes.
terms of dealing with baggage, trauma,
Yeah.
and coming whole and well,
Yeah.
and of course, focusing on yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, because you're the center, and as we say, you have to have something to give, and you're expected to
Exactly.
give.
Yeah.
And for me, I would also say to be a woman of strength, because
Yes.
you need to just be whole. You can't be like supporting everything,
No.
but you can just be like a woman of strength, not a strong woman.
Not a strong woman.
Not a strong
No,
woman.
let's not buy into that.
No.
That's another new is it new age? But whatever it is, me, I
Yeah.
don't want to be strong.
Me too.
Have
Yeah.
you seen that meme that says, God, I don't want to be in your strong man's list?
No.
Not for 2024.
Yeah, just
Soft
of
life.
strength, so that we can at least also benefit
Yeah.
from the support. We are asking for so much support for women and for mothers. What are just the two things that you can say in terms of support
Yeah.
that we need to, like ask? Because sometimes we don't even ask for this support.
Yeah.
Yeah, even not even just financially, but what other support does a woman or a mother need from the society?
Wow. I think just being accommodative to the demands being a mom is, I think a lot of workplaces are changing that.
Yes.
You find there's flexi time, working from home, amazing. Oh my gosh.
That's
I
a
think
good
there are
thing.
very few places of work that don't have work from home.
Yes, everyone now has to.
And
Adopt
hasn't it helped moms?
It's beautiful.
Oh my gosh, like you can pick and drop your child
Yes.
and still work.
And still work, still take Zoom calls.
I'm telling you,
watch your kids play as you're working.
COVID.
Yes, yeah.
COVID changed.
My child's new school allows you to even go with your laptop and work as you watch the children play and interact.
Let me
It's
tell
so
you,
nice.
game changer.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
And I
Hybrid
celebrate.
working is good. Yeah.
I celebrate workplaces that have
Yeah.
taken that.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing is supporting the moms that have children that are, different.
Differently abled.
Differently
Oh,
abled.
that one is a new one.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we think it's new because
Yeah.
of me coming into it, but I think it's a beautiful. It's not beautiful. It's I think it's very, very necessary.
It's very
Yeah,
necessary.
and I think it's because of the awareness and social media. A lot of people now are coming to understand, and I believe that we shall shape the next generation.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'm so honored to be a part of it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
am firmly in there
Yeah.
and rooting for my son to grow and become an example that would inspire
Oh, yeah.
the rest of the generations and the other children who come
And
after
it will open
him.
up the
Yes.
space for other women to,
Yes.
for other mothers
Yes.
to come and share
Yes.
and feel like they belong,
Yes.
so that they are not alone and isolated.
Yes.
That God, in His wisdom,
Yes.
decided for these children to be this way.
Yes.
And they are just amazing.
Yes,
you
yes,
know.
yes.
And it's you guys, and He saw you guys fit.
Yes, to
do
carry
the
that.
job.
Yes, He will provide everything that is needed
Yeah.
for that work. It's hard,
Yeah.
but it's also possible.
Yeah.
And I think it is. We used to find like maybe the families that were more financially capable would incorporate these children, travel with them, and all that. Especially when you travel, you see all these people
Yeah.
who are differently abled on holidays in the beach and all that, and you're like, oh, we need to bring our children out and incorporate them in those spaces.
Yeah, there's one more
Yes.
before we wrap up.
Yes.
Because I heard this story and I was like, oh, damn, we need to
Yes.
change this thing. Where if it's a single mother or a single parent, they are considered to, like, they're doing parenting different.
Yes.
Like if you go on a parenting class, single parents wanaparentia huko.
Is
As
it?
if the parenting is not one. Guys, we need to do better.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yes.
And a lot of these women didn't sign up to do it alone.
Yes.
So for those mothers, I feel there needs to be the understanding that, you know, they're still doing parenting. It's the children will need resources, if not more, than a two-parent home. So stop segregating them, stop making them feel, you know, even they're not included, their children are sort of kept out, going through low-key discrimination.
I didn't know that.
Imagine.
I'm actually surprised. But I think, yes, even the name holding of single mother thing.
Yeah, single mother, right?
I think it's such it's a brand thing that doesn't come out so positively.
I can bet you most of them did not go in wanting it to be that way.
Yes.
Many maybe lost
their spouses.
Yeah, they died.
Yeah.
Or things just didn't work out.
Or the marriage didn't work out.
Exactly.
Yes.
So
or you just were like a woman who wanted to be a mother.
Yeah.
And there was no
exactly.
You know, like you are not married and you want to be a mom,
Yeah.
which is fine.
Yeah.
So I think for me, I always say we are advocating for all types of mothers.
Thank you.
And we are all equal and we are all doing a good job. Yes. So shout out to all the moms, you know, single moms, adoptive moms,
yes,
foster moms,
bonus moms,
bonus stepmothers. We all rock bio moms who have all the rights, but we all are equal and beautiful and we're doing a good job. Yeah, so we respect and we honor you and we appreciate you for all the good work that you do. So thank you so much, Shiro.
Thank you, Edna.
This was Shiro of Anna Dives podcast. Follow her on all her socials at Anna Dives. Hashtag Anna Dives. And you will find her on all socials. It's Anna Dives, isn't it?
Well,
thank you so much for coming. We had a good time.
Really did.
And I love that we're going to have more conversations. So this was just one of the beginning of the many that we are going to have. Thank you for gracing her space. And we are inspiring the next generation of moms and women across Africa. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day. Bye.